What are shares? What is the share market? Should you buy shares? What are the kinds of share markets? Well, if you're curious, then let's find out. So without any further ado, let's begin. First, we have to understand what are shares. Think of it in this way. A company is worth 1 lakh rupees and for its development it needs more money. Then you can invest money in the company. If you invest 1000 rupees, you became a shareholder of 1% of the company and the company can use the money to develop their resources and to grow. So, if the company profits then, you will get 1% of the profits as you are a shareholder of 1% of the company. Later, you can just sell your share to somebody else and you will get the profit along with the money that you invested in the company. This is basically what shares are. They represent a unit of ownership of the company. Now, the share market is simply the place where the buying and selling of shares takes place. There are two kinds of share markets. The first one is the primary market, where the companies issue their shares for customers to buy them. The second share market is the secondary market, where the shareholders can sell their shares. Now, you may think that if a customer buys more than 50% of the shares of a company, wouldn't they be able to control the company? Well, yeah, they would be able to control the company, but it never really happens. Usually the owner of the company keeps more than 50% of the shares, so that only he can control the company. Now, before buying shares, there are a few things that one must remember. Firstly, one will be entitled to any profits if the company gains profits, while the shareholders will also have to bear the losses if they occur. This is just something to keep in mind always. Also, buying shares during a time when there is an economic slowdown and selling it during economic success is always a great formula. But this is extremely tricky as no one really knows for sure when the market is valued low and when it is valued high. If everybody knew that, all would be millionaires. Then one must also remember that investing for the long term is better as the prices are almost guaranteed to increase as good companies increase their sales over time. Also, a smart investor should never buy shares of companies he doesn't know much about. Relying on advice from friends is not always a great idea. Do some groundwork yourself. Now, there is one more rule you must remember. When something gives you higher profit, it is usually because it is also of higher risk. Consider this. When you invest in a volatile company or a company just starting out, they may not do very well at the beginning. But if they understand the business model, it becomes easy for them to grow rapidly. Thus, investing in such a company is risky and can either be a huge loss or a massive success. On the other hand, bank fixed deposits are almost guaranteed to give you returns, but they are not nearly as profitable as can be a company which, starting out, grew rapidly. Lastly, instead of keeping all eggs in one basket, have the best possible mix of stocks. It helps to avoid unnecessary risk. Now, you know what things you must know before buying shares. But how do you even buy shares? Well, let's discuss that just now. The share market in Mumbai is called the Bombay Stock Exchange, while the one in New Delhi is called the National Stock Exchange. So, to buy a share of a company, you must have an Aadhaar card. The thing to be remembered is that you cannot trade in the share market yourself. You have to hire a broker, authorized by SEBI, that is the Securities and Exchange Board of India. For doing this, the brokers charge a brokerage fee or a commission. Now, in order to buy or sell shares, one needs to inform the broker the quantity to be bought or sold along with the price at which you wish to carry out the transaction. To view the situation of the share market, one can log in to either Sensex or Nifty, the link to which I have given in the description, along with a guide on how to read the data in the websites. Now, you know how to buy and sell shares along with the necessary things to be kept in mind while buying shares. Here is a summary. You can pause to read it or take a screenshot. I hope you liked this video as I took a lot of time to make it. If you learned something new today, then smash the like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you never miss such informative videos. Also, if you like this video, you can click on the link on screen to watch a video on inflation, which I am sure you will love as well. Thanks for watching.